On a misty morning in the small coastal town of Seabrook, a young woman named Clara found an old brass key washed ashore while walking her dog, Scout. The key was attached to a leather cord and decorated with strange, intricate carvings she couldn't decipher. Intrigued, she slipped it into her pocket, feeling an odd sense of connection to it. She couldn't shake the feeling that this key had washed up for a reason. As night fell, Clara couldn't sleep. Her mind kept drifting to the key as if it held some secret waiting to be revealed. In the dead of night, she grabbed the key and wandered through the empty streets, finally stopping in front of the town's abandoned lighthouse. It had been shuttered for years, ever since a storm swept through the town, but Clara had always felt it held mysteries within. She approached the iron door at the base of the lighthouse and, on a whim, tried the key. To her shock, it fit perfectly. Heart pounding, she pushed the door open and stepped inside. Inside was a spiral staircase, twisting up into darkness. The air was thick with dust and the scent of salt, but she felt a strange urge to climb. At the top, Clara found a single candle flickering next to a large, ornate chest. She knelt down, lifted the lid, and discovered stacks of yellowed envelopes. The letters were addressed to townspeople, past and present, each in a different handwriting. She opened one at random, and as she read, a chill ran down her spine. The letter, written decades ago by a woman who had since passed away, was addressed to the woman's great-granddaughter. It offered words of guidance and advice about things that had happened just recently, secrets only a close family member could know. The next day, Clara left the first letter on the doorstep of the woman's great-granddaughter. She watched from a distance as the young woman opened the envelope and read, her eyes widening in astonishment. When the woman looked around in confusion, Clara quietly slipped away, her heart racing with a mixture of fear and excitement. Over the next few weeks, Clara returned to the lighthouse, reading through the letters and placing them on the doorsteps of their intended recipients. Each letter seemed to bring the townspeople a sense of peace, healing, or insight. Some were filled with secrets and regrets, others with encouragement, and many with long-lost family memories. Clara watched in awe as the town slowly transformed, the people carrying a new sense of wonder and gratitude in their hearts. One stormy night, however, Clara found a letter in the chest with her own name on it. Shaken, she hesitated before finally opening it. The letter was written in a shaky script by a woman named Eleanor, the lighthouse keeper's wife, who had vanished under mysterious circumstances over a century ago. The letter warned Clara not to keep the key too long, lest she too be claimed by the lighthouse's secrets. According to the letter, those who held the key too long would become the keeper of the letters, bound to the lighthouse and unable to leave its grounds. Determined to break the curse, Clara went to the town's historical archives, where she found old records about Eleanor. She learned that Eleanor had once been just like her, a curious young woman who had uncovered the letters and delivered them to the townspeople. But as she kept the key, Eleanor became unable to leave the lighthouse and eventually disappeared without a trace. Frightened but resolute, Clara decided she had to pass the key on to someone new. She slipped it into the mailbox of a young boy she had seen staring at the lighthouse with the same curiosity she had once felt. That night, she left the last letter for herself, written by Eleanor with one final instruction: "You are free." The next morning, Clara packed her things and left Seabrook. As she drove away, she glanced in her rearview mirror, watching the lighthouse fade into the distance. She could almost make out a figure standing at the top, a new keeper, ready to carry on the strange and magical legacy. And as Clara left, she felt a calm sense of peace, knowing the letters would continue to touch the lives of Seabrook, just as they had for generations.